So all the Vegemite that kids are eating, you can start to talk about how many jars of Vegemite do you think they sell every year and how much do they make off each jar of Vegemite. Just start to relate, those sort of business basic concepts to kids' everyday life. And hey, this is Chris, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing my top 3 tips for making investing fun and enjoyable and exciting for kids. It's something we get asked a lot about at StockSpot because we've got thousands of our clients investing for their kids or grandkids. And it's something I've got a bit of experience with because I'm investing for my 2 boys and I've started to talk to them about investing. And my first tip would be make it fun and relate it to everyday life. So where I found cut through and interest with my kids with investing, and they're pretty young still, is when I talk about investing as it relates to things they're actually doing and using every day. For instance, when they watch Disney Plus, when they're watching their favorite movies on streaming, I talk about how Disney is a business that they own shares in. So whenever any other kid around the world watches Disney, they're actually making a little bit of money. I think this is a great way to start them to think about, the businesses that they're interacting with. Unfortunately, it hasn't helped us because now they pitch to us that they need to watch Disney more often so they can make a little bit of money. So that would be my top tip, but you can relate it to lots of different things. For instance, in a diversified StockSpot portfolio, not only do you own global shares like Disney, but a lot of great local businesses as well, bigger. So all the Vegemite that kids are eating, you can start to talk about how many jars of Vegemite do you think they sell every year and how much do they make off each jar of Vegemite. Just start to relate, those sort of business basic concepts to kids' everyday life, and then you can start to introduce the concept of the share market and being invested in those companies as well. And I think it's a nice sort of gentle way to ease kids into learning about the fact that businesses that they're using and products that they're using actually are companies that they can invest in as well. So that would be my first tip. The second tip would be make it tangible. So just saving for saving's sake, isn't something that's very appealing for adults, let alone kids. I don't think the idea of just having more money for money's sake is something that really makes investing, something that's exciting for kids. So I think setting a goal and really saving for a goal is important, whether it's just in a savings account or later on when kids are investing, trying to imagine what they want to buy in the future, trying to visualize that, but also discussing some of the sacrifices they might need to make along the way to get there. So in order to buy that bike that you want or whatever it is in a year's time, there are things that you're going to have to not have over that period. So you can continue to put in the $2 or $5 when you have your savings and achieve that goal. So, making that goal tangible, I think, is important. And then the last one, which relates to that, is also, try and make the magic of compounding more real for kids. So we know that compounding is an amazing force over the long run, but kids are pretty impatient and they don't have time to wait to see the impact of compounding over the long run. You can speed up the impact of compounding as a parent by co-contributing when kids put money into their investing accounts, or basically magnifying the impact of compounding by topping up more often or by contributing when they contribute. And I think this is a great way to show not only the importance of saving, because you can say to one of your kids, if you save, we'll put in some extra money for you, but if you spend it, you just get what you've bought. It really motivates them to save more and allows them to see the growth from that saving even faster. And it might be for every $1 they put in, you put in $1, but maybe it's $2 or $3 or $4. The amount doesn't matter. What's important is setting up the habit of saving, but also helping kids visualize the real power of compound growth over different periods of time. And they would be my 3 tips for making investing fun, enjoyable, exciting for kids, but also for parents, because it's a two-way process and it needs to be fun, for the parents and grandparents to be teaching the kids, as well as a really fun learning exercise for kids. I think as a young person, that's what really got me interested in the share market, was actually seeing the tangible benefits, but also understanding how different companies actually interact with my everyday life.